We got Logan Kite with another first place finish at a regional.
Yeah.
What'd you play, my dude?
Played Sky Striker. I may have already got rid of the map, but here's the deck box. I mean, it's nice and purple, not pink anymore. But I think this deck's just the best deck. I think it's not really close. If you know how to play this deck and you can get to Ray, you can just win every game. And it doesn't really matter what your opponent has. So let's go and get to the deck. 3 Ray, which is, you have to play 3 Ray. And so I played 8 hand traps because I felt like in this deck specifically, there's only like a certain number of non-spell cards you can play in your deck because you always want to reach like a 3 spell threshold. So yeah, I just played these 8. I thought these were just the best hand traps. Bell's really good as well, but I think Valor is just a little bit better. Just having like 5 copies of Impermanence is really good. So yeah, these 8 are the only ones I would play, and the rest of the deck is literally spell cards. So 3 engage, 3 multi-roll. I'm not a big fan of this, or I wasn't before the ban list, but now the game revolves around this card. This is how you keep yourself in the game. It's just pretty much what the game revolves around. And if you can get the multi-roll and you know how to play this card correctly, you can just win the mirror match fairly easy. 3 Widow Anchor, that's standard. And then I was trying out 3 Area Zero. I know everyone else was doing it, so I felt like I would join the club. I wouldn't say this is good nor bad. Like, you draw multiples a lot, and drawing multiples sucks against everything but Mystic Mind, the Mystic Mind decks. But like, there's a lot of times where I draw like 2 and 3 of these, like 2 terraformings in an Area Zero, or like double Area Zero and a terraforming or something. And it just created some like very awkward hands, and like through the game, like drawing it later really sucks. But it is important to get to race. I don't know if I would continue playing 3, but it was fine at the regional, I guess. But I could definitely see cutting it back to 2. Then I decided just to play one of all the other Sky Striker spells that you can play. So besides this one, I've seen people that play like 2 of this, and I used to play 2 of this. The reason, you have to ask yourself if you ever want to have more than 4 or 2 copies of this card in your deck, because you can always activate the first one and then set it off multi-roll, so it's like you have 2 copies in a game. And I don't think you ever want 4 of any of these type of cards. I don't think 4 ever comes up against Solomon Great. I don't think 4 of any of these would ever come up. So I decided just to play 1 of each. The reason that I don't play the 2 Eagle booster anymore is because it was very important in the mirror match, not only to save it from Widow, but to force through your Kagaris to be able to get advantage. And the fact that like Kagari is at 1, so you can't actually like force it through. So yeah, and I did not play Hercules base, which is a very like controversial thing, I guess. I don't think you need. Like I drew with 1 Sky Striker and beat the other one guy. They both played Hercules base, and literally Hercules base did not matter in the matchup at all. Both my opponents tried to Hercules base and shuffle back their Kagari and stuff. It literally did not matter. Like the card doesn't do anything. It doesn't have an effect. It's a brick. So I don't think the card's very good. Maybe with more testing, I might change that. But I definitely would not change this. I don't think I'd play Hercules base. It just wasn't a very good card. I don't think. Then I played 2 terraforming. That should be standard, and then double Twin Twister. I thought the mirror like this was just standard, but it's actually pretty good against Orcus, because like during the standby phase you can just activate this and hit their field spell on one of their fog blades, and then they have to bring back Dingrisu then, so they don't get like 2 interrupts, because they don't get to pop something with Rusty, and they don't get to send something with the Dingrisu. So this card's like okay even against like the 1 combo deck that's still good. Thunder's okay, but yeah, I don't know. The card was fine. It's really good in the mirror, so. And I decided to play 2 Foolish and 1 Fusion. Desires is just not a good card. Like, both of my opponents that I played that were playing Sky Striker was playing Desires. And I think, like, if you just know how to, like, most of the time, like, I played it at a local with Desires, and the card just didn't do anything. Most of the time, you just set it and pop it. Like, because once you get your engine going, you just don't need extra cards. Because all in Sky, like, the only time, it does fix some of your bad hands, but whenever you go long in the mirror, it can affect, you know, not having 3 Anchor, or not banishing one of your 1-of Sky Striker spells could actually just cost you the game. So I really like this engine, and I don't think I would change it. And then I played triple Call by the Grave. It's good in the mirror. It's good against Orcust. It's good against Solomon Great. It's just good against all the decks, pretty much. And on top of that, it's a spell that acts as a trap, which is really important, I think. And then the last 1-ofs. I didn't play this at YCS Atlanta, and I was wrong. Simple as that, I was wrong. And then my extra deck and side deck are terrible. Do not play either one of these extra or nor side decks. The main deck's great. The other two are awful. So let's go ahead and get to it. Kagari. If you know how to play Kagari, you'll probably just win every mirror match because people just don't know. Like, you don't just like Kagari and add back a random card. Like, you actually have to hold it and like save it at the right time. Like, usually you get back and engage so you can draw a card. It's just, a lot of people waste this card, and I see a lot of people waste it. And you just you need to know how to use this correctly and not just throw it away. 3 Shizuku, which is puts the whole deck on its back now. It's literally the most important card. Hayate, you make this a lot, and 3 of the Earth one. This should not be 3. So I was trying to find extra deck cards. I was just trying to fill up to 15 because I just built my deck the last minute, and I just threw a 3rd one in here. You don't need 3. Just play 2. You don't need 3. It's just I'm just gonna get it to that. There should be 2 cards in my. I'll explain what these should be after the side deck. I'll play Boral Sword, never made it. Unicorn and Phoenix. You might make these once in a whole tournament. I made Phoenix a couple times against Mystic Mind Burn. Other than that, I made it once in the mirror. Sometimes it's important to hit multi-roll because, like, at one point in the mirror match, like the Sky Striker Link Monster doesn't matter anymore. All it matters is keeping multi-roll on board. And when you can Phoenix and clear their multi-roll, it can be really game-breaking. Hida, you can make her sometimes. And the last card, I was scrambling through my side deck because I needed a card to put 15 cards. I didn't look like an idiot and enter with 14. And I decided on Link Spider. So I made this once. I used a Ojama token on to make Link Spider to make another Nightmare Monster to have a different name. This and this should just be 2 different cards. I think one of these should be a Ningrisu because Ningrisu is important. It's really good with Hida. You can like bring back their the Solomon Great Link one, the Bay Links or whatever. And the other one I would want to play the new Mech Knight Link 4. It's really good with like just taking like their Unicorn and then using one of your Sky Striker Links to make it, and it's just like it's like a Towers basically. It's just a good card. So that's what I would change. That's what my extra deck should have been. And then the side deck's mostly good, but one of my friends was supposed to bring me cards and then he forgot them at home. So I had to put in 2 cards, but everything worked fine. I played 3 Pankratops. I should probably have just played one of the field spell, the Dire Wrestler field spell, and then 2 of this because you can send the field spell with Foolish Burial Goods. But I didn't have that, so we played 3. 3 Ghost Ogre. This card's really game-breaking in the mirror because multi-roll is the most important card. I don't think I'd really side it in against anything except Pendulum is the only other deck I'd side that in against. 3 Lancia. I think it's just the best hand trap against the combo decks now. It ends Orca's turn. It ends Thunder Dragon's turn for the most part. It's just a fantastic card. And like I guess if you play against a rogue deck, it could be good against like Infernoid or something. And then I played the 3rd Effect Veiler. Just for another copy. 2 Mind Control because I only had 1 Metaverse and 1 Mystic Mind. So this was supposed to be 2 and this is supposed to be 2. I don't actually know how good this is. It's really good against the combo decks, but other than that, like you don't really want to hard draw this card because it just makes it really. It's like a turn 2 play. It's not really a turn 1 play because they can just out it really easy. And then Mind Control was just for the mirror match and anything else I thought I could possibly use it against. And the last card in my deck was a Twin Twister because I main deck 2 and you should probably play 3 of that card.
All right, so what was your record?
I went, what was it, 7-0-1. I had 1 draw to the guy that came in second. My rounds was like, I played against like 2 Sky Striker, 3 Solomon Great, a Mystic Mind Burn, a Blue Eyes Guard Dragon, and something else. I don't remember what the last one was. It was a Pendulum. So I didn't play against any Orcas, but I think that matchup's extremely easy for this deck. You play a lot of hand traps, and also your deck just fundamentally beats their deck. They can't combo through Widows. They just can't. Shark Cannon like destroys their entire deck. You just have a reoccurable DD Crow, and they just can't play the game usually, and that's usually how it turns out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I can go shout outs to Goo Gaming, especially shout out to this man right here, because he let me borrow impermanences, which were pretty good. Shout out to Joanne, because she came with me, or I came with her to the regional. I don't know how to explain it. And just shout out to Isaiah, because he let me borrow cards, and
It's your boy.
shout out to Tyler for being ugly.
For being ugly.
And yeah, that's the deck.
All right, well, congratulations, man.
Thanks.